wrapping up here at Old Trafford, starting with the main men first. Starting with the main men, you guys come here. Big win. You always talk about big wins, and we need to win football matches, don't you? That was another big win for us today. Might not be the best performance, but it was a big win.
Really, I think it was an okay match, but really, we should have scored more goals. When we were going through, we just couldn't score any more goals.
Yeah, we did struggle with that, didn't we? You're saying we could have scored more goals today, but for confidence to get the 3 points, it was big.
It was big, and going on to the striker thing, it shows that we need a new striker. Next season, we will have the money, maybe to go and buy a Kane and Osimhen and Vlahovic. That will be a number one target.
Do you think Ten Hag's switching it up a little bit? Because you can see that now, Weghorst didn't start today, and Weghorst's been starting loads of games, but today he went with Rashford in the striker position and Jadon Sancho on the left.
And that was the first time he didn't start under Ten Hag since he signed him, which I found quite surprising, to be honest.
How did you think Martial did when he came in?
No.
No? Do you want to keep him for next year?
I think get the money while he's here.
Yeah.
Because once he get older, I doubt it will get better. So I think the price might go down.
Okay, fair enough. After that defeat to Liverpool, we were Newcastle the other day. We're in a top 4 battle. Now that we've won today, and obviously Everton to come to on Saturday. Do you think that now we're back on track for top 4?
We are back on track, but it's a tough one between Tottenham and Newcastle because obviously they're always going to want to get to like top 3 or top 4 and get into the Champions League. So it's going to be really tough to get there, but still I think we'll be able to make it there.
Who was your favourite player on the pitch today? Who do you think played the best?
Martinez and Rashford.
Why? What do you think they did?
First off, in the first half, Rashford finished off with a wonderful goal to make us in the lead, and that made us win. And second off, if it wasn't for Martinez, we would have lost.
What do you like about Martinez so much? Why do you like him so much?
He's basically as strong as a butler.
He is, yeah. And even though he's probably like your height as well, it doesn't even matter. He's still strong. He doesn't care, and he's a warrior for us, and he's a fighter.
It doesn't matter how small you are, you can always be a defender and you can always play whichever position you want.
I love that. You do not let your height be a restriction. Coming up to you guys. It was coming a little bit. It was one that we just had to get done. We had to win, and we did. We did. That's the main thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. It wasn't the best of performances, but after the last couple of games and after the international break, it's good to get back into that winning form. Everton, like you said, on Saturday, I hope we'll smash them, because Dice has to, I know he's a defensive manager, but they need points. They need points on the board, so they're going to have to come and play for something. Hopefully we can get Martial on for a bit longer. Sancho, I don't rate him on the wing.
Do you not?
I don't think he's got the directness to take a player on. I think his passing ability is probably better than Antony, but like Antony runs at players, he tries to take them on. We can get him behind. The same with Rashford on the other side, and I just think he slowed it down. Every time he was getting the ball, he was just a bit apprehensive with it. He kept slowing it down a bit, but
that's his natural game, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's not to go past people; it's more to link up with players.
And it worked in Germany, and I think he could work almost in the 10 here. But I just think on the wing, he's just not doing it. Or maybe it's a confidence thing. But I just think put him maybe in the middle, maybe against Everton. We've seen Bruno play deep today. Like, I was a bit confused about why when Lindelof came on, you had Scott on the right wing and you had Bruno in the back. Yeah, Bruno's the one that can make them passes. That pass to Rashford at the end.
Really left foot one.
Like, why is he not near the edge of the box doing that for the whole 90 minutes? Why have you got Sabitzer and Scott up there and then Bruno in the deeper position?
Playmaker,
yeah, I don't want a deep line playmaker.
Is that because there's no Eriksen, no Casemiro? So he's like, I don't trust Scott McTominay that deep to be playing passes. I don't trust.
You might be right, because we ended up with the midfield that we had last season, didn't we? Scott, Fred and Bruno. But, Casemiro's back after Everton, and we should be able to get past Everton without Casemiro. Eriksen's coming back. So I think the end of the... Ten Hag was wrong when he said the season starts before the Newcastle game. It starts today now, yeah? Starts today.
Now we've won. It starts today. It starts today. Coming to yourself, who stood out for you today? Because it was a difficult game, wasn't it? It was a difficult game, but was there anyone who was kind of stood out for you?
Very, very tough game. Well, disagree a bit with what he said about Sancho. I think Sancho is very good with tight spaces. You know, like because we really needed to open them up today, and they were playing tight to the back. Sancho is there to give those, you know, little passes and everything, and which was good. Somebody like Anthony is so predictable. Every time he gets the ball, absolutely every time. I think it's only once or twice he tried to beat somebody. But other than that, he'll just pass the ball back to.
He just keeps the ball, doesn't he?
Yeah, he keeps the ball, passes back to Dallo, or once he passed to pass it to Rashford. But that type of game, we really needed some people who can actually open those spaces, and somebody like Martinez was really doing that. Like from the back, you could see him passing, and once he gave them passes, we were opening them up and we were running at them. And I think those are the two people that I think that stood up. Martinez, like really opening them up. Yeah.
What did you make of Sabitzer today? And him in general?
I think the jury's still out with him. He's there, he's okay. You can see he really wants to play, but there's just something. He's not moving up gears. And I want him to play and, you know, like come up like Casemiro. But it's just something just keeping it. I don't know. He's not quite there. He's not going up the gears.
He's finding his feet as well. I think he's coming to a team as well that he doesn't know where his best position is in the midfield. Had a couple of injuries. The midfield isn't quite how we want it to be as well. It is tough. But I see what you're saying. You probably want some more from him. I'm going to go through the man of the match now. I'm going to start with you and then come this way, yeah? Who was your man of the match and tell me why?
Bruno, because I think he just controlled that midfield. I think going deeper was the wrong decision from him. I still don't know why he goes deeper, because he should play in a more attacking role. He's the playmaker. He's the one that always passes through to the wide areas and to the striker, not the one who. I mean, he just has the physical abilities for.
And we saw, and you know what, you're right, because when we played against Newcastle in a frantic game with you know midfielders on top of him and putting him under pressure, maybe he's not so good. But then when he's further up the pitch, he can affect the game. Okay, but today you think he did have a good game considering that, though?
Bruno's supposed to be an attacking player, man.
Yeah.
I mean, he can play on the right. I don't really mind that. I prefer to playing as an attacking midfield. So
strong words from the young man there. Who was your man of the match?
I think it will be between Martinez and Scott McTominay. He was there in everything that he did.
Physically, definitely.
Physically, and he was stopping their play, and he was.
You got to pick one. You got to pick one.
I'll go with Scott. I mean, I see why the manager played him, because of their aerial threats and all this. That
especially when you take Weghorst out of the team with the height as well.
Yeah,
and I know we want to play a different way,
the manager played him ahead of Fred. But yeah, I'll go with Scott. Yeah.
Who was your man of the match today and why?
It's either Rashford or Martinez, but altogether Martinez.
Why do you think him?
Again, if we didn't have him, we would have lost. He was the one that controlled everybody.
Yeah.
But really, he should be playing a bit more attack, because sometimes he does something surprising, like tries to score a bicycle kick.
Yeah, you don't know what you're going to get from him. I hear you on that one. But he is a warrior. That is definitely true. Definitely true. Man of the match for you to finish off?
Martinez, but a very close second for Rashford. Some of the runs he was trying to make constantly in the first half as well. So I mean, you have Bruno a bit further up the pitch. Maybe he tries to find them runs. And I do think that Sancho can play ball. I think he's really good in tight spaces. That's why I think he'd be good in the middle of the park, and because he can play them sort of 1-2s. I just don't think he's got the pace to beat a man. Like in the first half, when he was running onto it, and you know he got so United. If that was Rashford or Anthony, they get through and they play that ball across. But I don't disrate him. I love Sancho, but
I think this next year, for the next season for Sancho, is going to be really, really important, isn't it?
Yeah.
In terms of where he fits into this team, and I think when our team is where Erik ten Hag wants it to be as well, it's going to be a more comfortable. Exactly, it's going to be a more comfortable environment for him to come into. These guys have done really well. We're wrapping up here at Old Trafford. Say that again.
Can I say something?
Of course you can.
About Martinez, he's now the butcher of Manchester, but 5'9", small defender, always has to be aggressive, and that he is. So yeah, that's all I have to say.
Look at that. The youngsters know. The youngsters know. See, the youngsters know. Well done.